So, when's the last time you cleaned your iron? Or take a look at your laptop, and does it also look quite dirty like this? There's dust everywhere, there's little food crumbs. And when have you done things such as, when's the last time you backed up your computer? If you answer, I don't remember for all three of these, then you're on the same boat as I was a few months ago, before I started to add these onto a schedule. Now, right now as I'm saying this, I know it might sound quite obvious to add it onto a schedule, but when it comes to home maintenance, I feel like areas like these are often overlooked and we think more about tasks such as clean the bathroom once a week and add that onto a recurring schedule. And so here are 3 examples that I was always falling behind on, and I think you could also benefit from adding them onto a schedule, or just think of some other similar examples that you might have in your home that could also benefit from such a simple thing as just adding it onto a schedule. Now, as for the first example, think of some kind of home appliance that you use quite frequently, but it's not something that you or others think to regularly clean. And in my case, that would be the iron. Now, these could be other examples such as, I don't know, a lawnmower that you use quite frequently, or a vacuum that needs to be cleaned, etc. And while it may be overlooked to add something like this onto a schedule, it's very important for the longevity of it, as the more you maintain it, the more you clean it, the better it will perform and the longer it will last. So I'm going to go ahead and just finally clean this now, as this has also been overdue for a few weeks now. Feels good to finally have that done. Now on to the next example. When is the last time that you've backed up your computer, or your phone for that matter? Now these are such tasks, just like with the iron, that I always think I'll do another day, and the next thing you know, it's been a couple of months, and we've all been through this horror stories of losing all our pictures after a holiday, or losing an important document after not backing it up. So in order to avoid such miserable situations, I decided to, about a year or 2 ago, just to add this task onto a schedule, saying that every 3 months I would back up my laptop. So the first thing I do is back up any important documents that I have on GoodNotes. So for example, I use GoodNotes to create a 5-year daily journal where each day I just write a quick little summary of that day. I used to do it on the regular notebook, but since a few years ago, I've started doing it on the iPad, which is very easy to travel with. But you just gotta make sure that you back it up once in a while. Alright, and then I have a folder called GoodNotes Backup, and I just make sure to copy the latest version and then delete the old one. Okay, so now this is all ready to go, so I will plug in my SSD. Now I also recommend keeping one separate that you use only for backing up your devices, so that you don't have to worry about it being infected by viruses or whatnot, or worrying that it's going to run out of storage. So this one I use only for backing up my computer. And it's also set up with the Apple Time Machine, which I use to help back up everything. So once I open it, I can see the Time Machine. But if I click at the top right to the Time Machine logo, then I can back it up. Okay, so it's currently backing everything up, and I'm going to back it up using the Time Machine on the SSD. And I'm thinking, while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and get all the other tech devices that I need for the next task. Now the next area that I found that I benefited a lot from adding onto a schedule is cleaning all the tech devices. I mean, of course, with something like the phone or the iPad screen, I will wipe that down way more often, but with something like the keyboard, unless I had it on a schedule, I would completely forget to do it. And so I found that adding onto a schedule and just collecting everything into one area and dedicating one day to do it all has helped to stay on top of areas like this. So ideally, I've set it to every 3 months, just gather all the tech items and give them a clean. But of course, doesn't mean that every tech device has to be cleaned. So for example, I don't know, if the keyboard was recently clean and doesn't look so dirty, then I can skip it. But the idea more is that every 3 months, I just give everything a quick look and then see if it needs a good clean. So first thing I've done that has helped significantly is on Apple Notes. I've created a list of all the tech items so that in case I forget something, then I know to check back there. So now I've copied that onto a new page and I've turned them into the sort of things that you can tick off. So that once I've done one, then I can tick it off. So this morning I vacuumed the table and gave it a clean, and then I gathered all the tech devices that I could find around the home. And well, now I'm going to get started. So the next thing you want is all different kind of cleaning supplies. So you want to get some isopropyl alcohol. I ordered this tech cleaning device because later on I want to clean my boyfriend's mechanical keyboard as well. A microfiber cloth. Some Q-tips. I really recommend getting the small, thin ones. And then a tech cleaning spray. And some all-purpose spray to clean areas such as the outside of an iPad cover. Okay, so now I'm going to get started. So don't forget to also gather things like your mouse pads. Or give those items, like your iPad covers, a clean as well. Okay, I've laid everything out in a bit more of an organized way, so now it's just basically time to get started. But I think I will start on this keyboard, which is looking quite gross. Alright, and now you want to try to remember to also clean in between each of those keys in that sort of little gap area. Okay, that already looks so much better. And so now the first product done. And now on to the next one. You see here, things like on that right click, it's quite dirty there. Now, I found that one area that can be easy to overlook when it comes to cleaning devices like your iPad is that sort of edge area just around the screen cover. So just wetting the Q-tip slightly and then cleaning that area. Okay, now as part of the whole cleaning all the tech items, I also want to give the monitors a clean. So first I just like to dust them off. So I grab a hand mitten duster. And then you will notice how dusty these things can be, especially at the back. Done as well. Okay, well it's a few hours later, and you know when you've been at a task for so long that it's starting to give you a bit of that tired headache. Well, that's the state I'm in now. So I think I'm going to do this one last and then continue on with it tomorrow, because it again took so much more time than I expected it to. Okay, so one tech item that I feel we often forget to clean often enough is our AirPods and other kind of headphones. Because if you look in them, you'll see that they can get pretty gross. And often with the AirPods, you can take off the silicone tip. And then you can give all of it a proper clean. Just of course be careful to not get certain areas wet, or just be careful how you do it. Okay, so one other item that I want to clean is my boyfriend's mechanical keyboard. So you need something like this to be able to take off those keys. But wait, before you get started, it's always recommended to take a picture before to know exactly where the keys should go back on there. Okay, so I had so I had the keys soaking here for around 20 minutes. So now, last thing, it's time to clean all of this. And then of course the final part is to dry them out. So it is better to just wipe them dry in case sometimes it can leave some kind of hard water stain, those little droplets. So it's better to just instantly dry it off. And then you want to make sure that all that water from the inside is completely out as well. So people say to give a little tap. And then you can place it down. Okay, it's the next day and the keycaps have fully dried by now, but just always double check the bottom that it's fully dry there, which they all look good. And now time to put them back on here. And luckily I took a picture of it because otherwise I would have no idea how to put it back together. Okay, and done. That practically looks like a new keyboard. It just looks so much better. Okay, finished cleaning all the tech items, but I'm thinking of changing the schedule whereby every month I'll clean all the frequently used items like the iPad, phone, Apple Watches, etc. And then every 3 to 5 months clean items like, if it looks dirty, for example, chargers, keyboards, calculator, etc. So that it doesn't feel as time consuming and overwhelming as it did now, because this did take way longer than I wanted it to. And so that's why I feel like I sometimes also delayed, because I know it's going to take at least half a day to just get all of this done. But overall, I hope that I was able to showcase the idea that just by adding the overlooked tasks onto a schedule helps you to stay a bit more on top of them and to get all of them done, because like with all the tech items, it can be very easy to think, I'll do another day, and then next thing you know, your keyboard is full of crumbs and it's not looking so great. And having things like your laptop backed up just gives you such a peace of mind that you don't have to worry about losing all the data. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this up. Please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.